What's going on, fellas? We're gonna do a quick lesson today about phrasing, and I'll be using "Fly Me to the Moon" as our whatever, you know. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a look at "Fly Me to the Moon," the melody. So that's a kind of a simple melody, right? So how are we going to turn that into something that sounds good? And not just good, because something can sound good and be boring, but something that is exciting and fun and cool and everything of the sort. So first of all, let's take a look at just singing "Fly Me to the Moon" as you would any other song without thinking. It's not really true, not without thinking, but you see what I mean. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. I kind of messed it up, but you can tell that it's boring and you want to fall asleep already. And "Fly Me to the Moon," this version of "Fly Me to the Moon" is not supposed to put you to sleep. It's supposed to make you want to dance. And that made it sounded like maybe make you want to die. It's not so boring that it makes you want to die. You'd wish to perish rather than hearing that "Fly Me to the Moon" rendition. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things about phrasing that you're going to need to know. So first thing is where relative to the beat you're singing your words. I was very like on top, which is, you can tell that I'm not playing around at all. And you like to play around because jazz is about playing around and having fun and playing around and everything of the sort. So no, I was just boring, you know. Or not even just boring. There's no techniques at all. Let's add a little bit of technique, alright? So let's apply this technique called vibrato that you may or may not have unlocked yet. I could do a separate video on that if you wish, but let's try it out and see how things go. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Sounds like a ghost is singing it. And that is just what you want. That is just what you're looking for when you're singing with vibrato. But it's still boring. Why is it still boring? I applied perfect technique, IcedTeaEnjoyer. How come? Why is it not working? Well, I'll tell you. It's because your phrasing is still bad, even if your technique is good. You can have the worst technique in the world, and if you phrase it properly, it might just be listenable, just a little bit. So why don't we talk about where you are relative to the beat? Since I was on top of the beat with that vibrato, let's remove the vibrato out of the equation because I don't like thinking about too many things at the same time. And I'm thinking that you're thinking that I think it's going to be a relief for you to think it's going to be better, all right? So let's, so we were on top. What does that mean? So "Fly me to the moon" is not what we're looking for. Let's try going behind the beat. So what that means is after this, I'm not singing on this, I'm singing this. So watch this. This is going to be cool. This or this. I'm singing after the beat, which is what behind the beat is. I'll just call it after and before it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. And there's also before. I should sing it, right? That would be better, right? Okay, so "Fly me to the moon." Already, you're like, whoa, what is that? That's not on top of the beat at all. It sounds like you're playing around like jazz. And I tell you right now, fella or lady or whatever watching this video, you're exactly right. I'm playing around because that is back phrasing, my friend. And that will be a very useful tip in all of your jazz standards that you're trying to learn. So let's try, I guess going before the beat will work on the line after, so let's try it. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. forgot to do it. Okay, hold on. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see. Okay, I messed it up, but what you're doing is going behind, or wait, no, I'm confusing myself now. Is you're going in front of the beat. So this is where the beat is. That's the beat right there. This is before it, and this is after it. You're going before it so that you hit the beat perfectly on a part that the beat would like to be hit. The beat likes to be hit, but not all the time, you know? Think of the beat as, no, I'm not going to say that. But the beat likes it, you know, when you hit it. So there's a little back phrasing, forward phrasing for you. So it doesn't matter how your vocal technique is if you can master that. It does matter, but if it sucks, you could cover it up better with good phrasing. So let's try our great back phrasing right now. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. So that sounds good already, right? I applied the vibrato, I applied the back phrasing, and you guys can give it a go, pause the video. You could even get off the video if you think that you deserve to now. But yeah, that's basically the lesson. That's basically what I wanted to tell you. This is more of a PSA than a tutorial, it feels like. But now I will apply the techniques that I've showed you in my version of Fly Me to the Moon right now. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Goodbye and have a great time, and peace out, Girl Scout.